Okay, so we are going to review some of the problems that you guys missed on the engine task. The first one was number 2, just multiplication. Okay, so how do I set this problem up?
You're gonna stack your numbers.
Stack my numbers, right? So I have 25 times 97. Okay, look at your boards. Did everyone set this up right? Look at your board. Okay, everyone should know that we just stacked these, right? Okay, and then,
Next you're gonna multiply the 5 and 7.
thank you, German. Okay, what's 5 times 7?
35.
What do I do with my 3?
You carry it.
Okay, and then I do
7 times 2.
7 times 2 is
14.
plus 3.
17.
Okay. Now what?
There, no, you have to go to your next number.
Well, you gotta fix your
Automatic
zero.
Automatic 0. Okay. Then 9 times 5 is
45.
Okay. What do I do with my 4?
You carry it.
Okay. 9 times 2 is
18.
plus 4.
22.
Okay. Now what's my last step?
To add.
Add the numbers, right? 5 plus 0? 7 plus 5?
12.
7 plus 5 is 12. Okay. Carry my 1, right?
Yes.
2 plus 1?
3.
Plus 1?
4.
Okay. And
2.
2. So my answer was 2,425. So look at your boards. Can you catch your mistake? German?
I had the right question, but I put a 3 for accident.
Did you write down the wrong number? Okay, so we need to be careful that we're writing it down the right way, right? Okay. Fernando, did you catch it?
Yeah, I also put a 3 instead of a 2.
A 3? Okay. So just make sure when you guys are looking at your problem, look at your numbers. I have 25, 97. Okay, make sure you write down your numbers the right way. Okay? Everybody good? Okay. Let's go on to the next problem. Okay, so problem number 3. Problem 3. Saul, you should have that turned over. You should be looking at your work. Okay, let's go ahead and read the problem together. Everybody starting on A. And go.
A chef brought 8 bags of apples for $33.
Okay, let's stop right there. How many bags of apples did he buy?
8 bags.
Okay, so I'm just going to put 8 bags.
You have to do your best.
We can do our best, yeah. Okay, so what am I going to put in this column? Do I have anything yet?
No.
No? Okay. How much did he pay for each bag of apples?
$33.
$33. Okay, let's read the next sentence on the word each. Rosa, are you ready? Okay, and go.
Each bag had 7 apples, but he had to throw away 2 apples because they were rotten. How many good apples did the chef end up with?
Okay, so what is the question asking me to figure out?
How
Fernando,
how much the chef ended up with?
how many apples? Good apples, right? I don't care about the bad apples. I want to know about the good apples, right? Okay. So what's the next thing that I should do? Anna.
You have to multiply 8 times 7.
Okay. Could I draw a quick picture really quick?
Yeah.
Okay. What could I draw?
You could draw 8 bags and put 30.
7, it could do 7 apples and 8 bags.
Or you could just do 8 times 7.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So I know that there's 8 bags, right? So if I have a bag, how many apples are in each bag?
7.
7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I know that we have 8 of these, right?
Yes, you have to times by 8.
So I can just do 8 times
7.
7. And what's my answer?
56.
Okay. So what is this number telling you?
That's how many apples he has.
This is the total number of apples, right? And what am I trying to figure out?
How many good apples?
How many good apples he has. Okay, so how do I figure that out?
You have to
Jose.
subtract 2.
Okay, because it says there's how many rotten apples?
2.
2 apples were rotten. So I'm just going to do 56 minus 2. And 6 minus 2 is?
4.
And then you bring down your 5. Okay, so how many good apples do I have?
54.
54. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Check your boards. If you got it wrong, see if you can find your mistake. That's why we need to save our work. Okay? Rosa, where's your work? Okay, you guys shouldn't be erasing your work. You know that. Okay, everybody good. Does this make sense now?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. We'll go on to one more. Okay, I'm gonna go through number 4 really quick. Most of you guys got this right, but for those of you that got it wrong, I just want you to see how we do this one, okay? So it says enter another fraction that is equivalent to 2/5. What does equivalent mean? Equal or the same, right? So I want to find a fraction that is the same as 2/5. Jose, what do I do?
You can multiply
Multiply.
by 2.
Okay, I can just multiply by 2. Okay, so if I do 5 times 2,
10.
and I have to do the same thing to the numerator as I do to the denominator, right? To make it equal. Okay, so then I'm going to do 2 times 2, and what does that equal? 4. Okay, so 4/10. Is that an equivalent fraction to 2/5?
Yeah.
Is it equal?
Yep.
Okay, you guys can do whatever number you want. If I want to multiply this by 3, as long as I do it to the denominator, I have to do it to the numerator, okay? It doesn't matter what number you choose, as long as it's the same. So you can have 6/15, you can multiply it by 10 if you wanted, any number. As long as you do the same thing to the bottom and the top. Okay? Make sense? Alright, you guys can erase your boards. Go ahead and put them away in 5, 4. Go ahead and get out your math packets also. Is that 4 and a 3?
Yeah. Your mom placed it.
Okay, we are on teaching set 10, so everybody needs to be on teaching set 10. Give me a thumbs up when you're there. Everybody there? Waiting for a couple people. Jose, are you there? Please, we're not messing with pencils right now. Okay, so what have we been doing this week? What have we been learning about? What about fractions?
Adding and subtracting.
Adding and subtracting fractions, okay? Do I need to change the denominator when I'm adding or subtracting fractions?
No.
No. What do I do?
You just leave it the same.
Yep, it just slides across, right? Okay, what about the numerators? Do I have to worry about those?
Yeah.
I just add straight across, right? Or I subtract straight across, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to do this first problem together, so you guys should have your pencils down. And you're just going to watch. JC on?
Yeah.
Sit there. You just had it out. Okay, then go grab a packet from the folder. Quickly, please. Okay, I want everybody everybody's finger on the word Frank. We're going to read through the question together. Check with your partner, make sure they're in the right spot. Rosa, are you in the right spot? Analia, make sure she's in the right spot, please. Okay, everybody go.
Frank ran 3/4 of a mile on Wednesday and 1 2/4 miles on Thursday. Bill ran 1 3/8 miles on Wednesday, and he ran 7/8 of a mile on Thursday. Frank says he ran farther than Bill. Bill said he ran farther than Frank.
Okay, Jax, will you double check if there's an extra nap packet in there? Pull up the one that you just had so I can see it in case.
The one I just had? This is it.
Is there an extra one over there? Okay, go grab it from Jax, quickly. Okay, so looking at this problem, what is the first thing that it's telling me? What are we talking about?
Frank.
Okay, so we're talking about Frank and Bill. What are they doing? Running, okay. And what does it tell me? Who's saying what in this problem? The last sentence. Jose?
Frank says that he ran faster, and Bill said that he ran farther.
Yeah. So they're comparing how far they ran, right?
Yeah.
One person thinks they ran farther, the other person says, no, I ran way farther than he did. Okay? So that's what we need to try and figure out, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and read part A. Everybody on the word how. Let's look at 10, Jason. We need to get there. Okay, and go.
How far did Frank run on Wednesday and Thursday? Write your answer as a mixed number with a denominator of 8.
Okay, so in this question, who am I worrying about? Frank. So I only care about Frank right now, right? And what is it asking me to figure out?
How far did he run on Wednesday and Thursday?
Okay, so how far he ran on Wednesday and Thursday. So what should I do with that, Anna?
You have to add it.
Yeah, that's telling me that I need to add those 2 days together, right? Okay. Do you guys need scratch paper? Are you okay? Yeah? Okay. Thank you, Rosa. Okay. So if I have Frank, I'm just gonna put an S so that I know I'm figuring out Frank. Okay. So how far did he run on Wednesday?
3/4.
3/4 of a mile on Wednesday, so I'm going to write 3/4, right? Okay, you guys are just watching. Rosa, you're just watching. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a W above it for Wednesday. Okay, and how far did he run on Thursday?
1 2/4.
1 2/4, okay? And then if I want to set this up as an equation, I just put my addition symbol, right? Okay. Do I want to add it like this, or what can I do with my mixed number? Turn it into an improper fraction, do the backwards C. Okay, so 4 times 1 is
4.
plus 2. Okay, so now I have 3/4 plus 6/4. And what is my answer?
9/4.
9/4. Okay, what else does this tell me to do? The last sentence, Fernando.
You have to have a denominator of 8.
It says write your answer as a mixed number with a denominator of 8. Okay? So now that I have 9/4, what do I do? Cutler.
You have to turn it back into a mixed number by doing it backwards. I mean, you have to divide.
Divide, okay? So I have to turn my improper fraction back into a mixed number. So I do 9, because my numerator always goes in the box, divided by 4, right? Okay, so does 4 go into 9?
Yes.
How many times?
Two.
2 times. What's 4 times 2?
8.
Okay. And then I do what?
Subtract.
Subtract. Okay? And so what is my answer?
1, 2, and 1/4.
Okay. 2 and 1/4. So on Wednesday and Thursday, he ran 2 and 1/4 miles. Does that make sense?
Actually, no, because it said it needs to be a mixed number with the denominator of 8.
Mm-hmm. Can we do that? How?
Multiply the 4 by 2.
Okay. So if I do 4 times 2, that gives me 8. And then what do I do to the top?
Multiply by 2.
Okay. So what does that equal?
2.
Okay. So then that would give me what as my mixed number?
2 and 2 eighths.
2 and 2 eighths. Okay. Now, do I have my denominator of 8?
Yes.
Okay. So is that my answer? Okay. So then over in part A, I'm going to put 2 and 2 eighths. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's go to the next part. Let's go ahead and read it together. Everybody on the word how? Okay, and go.
How far did Bill run on Tuesday and Wednesday? Write your answer as a mixed number with a denominator of 8.
Okay, so for this one, what is it asking you to figure out? How much Bill ran, right? So over here, I'm just gonna put a B for Bill so I don't get confused. And then how much did he run on Tuesday?
7, 8.
Okay, it says
1 and 3.
Bill ran
1 and 3.
1 and 3 eighths. Yes, it says Bill ran. I think they have their days mixed up on the problem. But it says Bill ran 1 and 3 eighths on the first day, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then on the second day, how much did he run? 7 eighths. Okay. So then I'm going to add these together, right? Okay. What do I do to my mixed number?
Backwards C.
Backwards C. 8 times 1 is?
8.
Plus 3?
11.
Okay, so that gives me 11 eighths plus 7 eighths. And what does that equal?
18.
11 plus 7 is?
18.
And then my denominator stays the same, so that gives me 18 eighths, right?
Yeah.
Do I need to turn this one back into a mixed number?
Yes.
And what do I do?
Divide.
So I do 18 divided by 8, right? Does 8 go into 18?
Yes.
2 times.
2 times? 8 times 2 is?
16.
Okay. And then I subtract.
2.
2.
So what's my mixed number?
2 and 2 eighths.
Okay. So 2 and 2 eighths is how much Bill ran. Okay? Part B. Which child is right? Circle the correct person. Frank or Bill or neither?
Neither.
Neither. How come?
Because they
They both ran the same amount. They both ran 2 and 2 eighths miles, right? So we are going to put neither. And then I'm just going to put because they are equal. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Let's do the next one together. Or actually, there's more parts that we need to answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it says choose the statement that explains why you selected the answer you chose. I think it cut off the question on our,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, we'll just skip that. Okay, so let's move on to part C. Let's go ahead and read it together. JC, are you there? Okay, we're not playing with pencils. Okay, everybody go.
On Friday, Frank ran 5/8 of a mile less than he did on Thursday. How far did he run?
Hello. Yes. You're welcome. Rosa, go down to the nurses, please. Thank you. Okay, so on Friday, Frank ran 5/8 of a mile less than he did on Thursday. Okay, Brooke, what is that telling me?
It's telling you that,
Okay, Diamond, what is that telling me? If it's saying less, less than he did, so what does that mean?
subtract.
Yeah, so if it's saying he ran 5/8 of a mile less than he did on Thursday, they wanna know how far he ran, so what can I do? Subtract, okay, so I need to go back to Thursday. And what does it say how much he ran?
1 3/8.
We're looking at who?
Bill.
Frank. Oh, Frank. Okay, we're only looking at Frank. Part C says Frank, okay? So we go back and we look at Frank and we see how much did he run on Thursday? 1 2/4. Okay, so now I have to do 1 2/4, and I'm gonna subtract how much? 5/8. Yes, what's the first thing that I need to do? Backward C. Okay, 4 times 1 is 4. And plus 2?
6.
So now I have 6/4 minus 5/8. Okay, so I know you guys haven't been shown this yet, but do I have a common denominator? Can I find a common denominator? Is there one that I could change to make it have the same denominator? Cutler's saying yes. Okay, which one?
Can you do, Did you do 32? Oh, 4 and 5?
If I have 4 and 8 as my denominators, what could I use as a common denominator for those two numbers?
32.
I could use 32, but I think I have a smaller number.
62.
Can the 4 turn into an 8? Yeah. So if I want to change the 4 into an 8, what do I do?
Multiply by 2.
Okay, so times 2, and then I do times 2 to the numerator, right? 6 times 2 is?
12.
Okay, so now I have 12/8 minus 5/8. So now I have a common denominator, so now I can easily subtract this, right? 12 minus 5 is?
8. 12 minus 5 would be
7.
7. And my denominator stays the same?
Yes.
So 7/8. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, there must have been a typo because that should have been the same denominator, but that's just the way we can figure it out, right? Okay, so then 7/8 would be how much further he ran. 7/8 of a mile, okay? Okay, let's move on to part D. Okay, everybody, we're gonna read it together. George, you ready? Brooke, are you ready? Okay, and go.
On Friday, Bill ran the same distance that he ran on Thursday. Who ran the farthest
Bill ran the same distance that he ran on Thursday. So let's go back and look and see how far Bill ran on Thursday.
7,
Okay, it says Bill ran 7/8. So I'm just gonna put Bill equals 7/8 of a mile. Okay? And then it says on Friday that he ran the same distance. So what would that equal? If he ran the same distance.
And it had 7/8, so it would be 7/8.
Yep. So if he just ran the same distance on Friday, it's just 7/8 of a mile, right? Okay. Who ran the farthest on Friday? So we need to go look and see how much Frank ran on Friday, right? Okay. What does it say?
There is no Friday.
You're right. That
Yeah,
one's a
no
little
Frank.
confusing, isn't it?
Yeah. We need to find a frame for part.
Oh, 5/8.
On Friday, Frank ran 5/8.
Oh, yeah.
Less than he did on Thursday.
Did we
So
figure
he
that out?
ran 7/8.
Yeah,
on
we're
Friday.
fine.
Yes.
5/8.
We're trying to figure out Bill though,
Yeah.
right? And it doesn't tell us that, right? Okay, so we will just skip that part, okay? Okay, let's move on to the student set. Okay, so everyone, we're gonna do this together. Okay, so grab your pencil. We haven't got there yet. We're gonna read it. Okay, so let's start on student set number 10 on the word Amy. JC, are you ready? Thank you. Okay, everybody read together and go.
Amy practiced her piano for 7/18 hours on Monday and for 1 3/18 on Tuesday. Samantha practiced her piano for 1 2 nights on Monday and 5 nights on Tuesday. Amy says she practiced longer than Samantha. Samantha says she practiced longer than Amy.
Okay, so this is the same kind of problem, right? What are we talking about?
Trying to compare who played their piano longer.
Yeah, so they're both playing their piano, they both played it for a certain amount of time every single day. Now we're just going to compare, right? Okay, so let's read part A. Everybody on the word how? Say it, Isaac. Thank you. Okay, and go.
How long did Amy practice on Monday and Tuesday? Write your answer as a mixed number with a denominator of 18.
Okay, so this one, what do I need to do? It's asking me to find out how much Amy practiced on Monday and Tuesday. So German, what should I do? Add, okay. So over here on my paper, I'm going to put an A for Amy, because I'm trying to figure out Amy, right? Okay, and how much did she practice on Monday?
7/18.
Okay, what about on Tuesday?
1 3/18.
1 and 3/18, right? Okay, and I'm adding these together, because that's going to tell me the total number of hours that she practiced, okay? So what do I need to do?
You have to do your backwards and turn it into an improper number so you can subtract. You add.
Yes, okay. So I have to take my mixed number 1 and 3/18 and turn it into an improper fraction. So I do the backward C. Saul, you should be writing this down. Jason, you should be writing this down. Okay, what is 18 times 1?
18.
And then I add 3.
21.
Okay, so that gives me 21/18 plus 7/18. And what does that equal?
28, 2018.
28/18, okay? Now, I have to turn this back into a
No, you have to turn it back into
Mix.
mixed number, okay? And what do I do?
Divide.
Divide, okay? So I'm gonna do 28 divided by 18. Okay? So say you got it. How many times does 18 go into 28?
one time.
One time, okay? And 18 times 1?
18 times 1 would be 18.
Okay, and then I'm going to subtract it from 28, right? So 8 minus 8 is
0.
2 minus 1?
1.
1. Yes, Diamond, I knew what you meant. Okay, so now what is my mixed number?
It would be
1 and 10, 18.
1 and 10 18ths. Do I have a denominator of 18?
Yes.
Okay, so did I solve my problem?
Yes.
Okay, so she practiced for 1 and 10 18th hours on Monday and Tuesday. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, let's go to the next part. We're gonna read it together. Everybody on the word how? And go.
How long did Samantha practice on Monday and Tuesday? Write your answer as a mixed number with a denominator of 18.
Okay, so it's asking us to do the same thing except we're going to solve for Samantha, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how do I set this one up?
Add them both.
Yep, we're going to add the days Monday and Tuesday. So how much did Samantha play on Monday?
1 and 2 nights.
Okay. What about Tuesday?
5
nights.
5 nights. So I'm just going to add these two together, right? Okay, I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to finish this one by yourself. If you get done, check with your partner. 2 minutes.
You finished the whole problem or just this?
Just the next part. Okay, just the next part. See if you can add those two numbers together, and then they want what for the denominator.
You have to have 18.
Okay, see if you can change it to a denominator of 18 by yourself. Okay? Okay, Fallon, you should at least be able to set up your addition problem. Have these two numbers together. Okay? Okay, once you guys, if you get your denominator, then you have to change it into a mixed number, right? It wants it written as a mixed number with a denominator of 18, okay? Got 1 more minute. Okay, let's go ahead and go through this together. Okay, so I'm adding 1 and 2 ninths plus 5 ninths. What's the first thing that I do? Backwards C on my mixed number, right? So 9 times 1 is?
9.
Plus 2?
11.
Okay, so now I have 11 ninths plus 5 ninths, and what does that give me?
16 ninths.
16 ninths. But I have to have a denominator of 18. So what do? Anna,
You can multiply by 2.
okay? So 9 times 2 would give me,
18.
okay, and then I do the same thing to the top. 16 times 2,
It'll be
32.
32. Am I done?
No, you have to make it into a mixed number.
I have to have it as a mixed number, so what do?
Divide.
Okay, so 32 divided by 18. Does 18 go into 32?
Yes.
One time.
One turn.
One time.
Yeah, one time. Okay. So then I subtract, right? So
Yeah.
32 minus 18. I can't do 2 minus 8, so I have to borrow. 12 minus 8,
4.
and then 2 minus 1.
1.
Okay, so what's my mixed number?
1 and 14 18.
Okay, 1 and 14 18ths is how much Samantha practiced. Okay, so 1 and 14 18ths. Okay, so let's move on to part B. It says, which child is right? Circle the correct person, Amy, Samantha, or neither. Let's go back. Who thought who practiced longer?
Samantha.
Okay, it says, Amy said she practiced longer than Samantha. Samantha said she practiced longer than Amy. Okay, so who's right?
Samantha.
How come?
Because Samantha did 1 and 14 18ths, and then Amy did 1 and 10 18ths.
Yeah, so at the end, we're just comparing our two fractions, right?
Yeah.
If we're looking at 10 18ths and 14 18ths, the denominator is the same, so I can compare them. But my numerator on one is 10, my other one is 14. So which one's bigger?
14.
Yes. So Samantha is correct.
I think it's on the other page where you circle.
Yes, I think you're right. Okay? So if I go over here, I have to choose which statement supports that. So how do I know that Samantha practiced more?
It says you can look at you can do 8.
Yeah. Okay, what does A say? The numerator of 14 is larger than the numerator of 10?
Yeah.
Is that what we did to compare those two fractions?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can just choose A. Make sense? Okay, let's move on to C. Okay, everybody, we're gonna read it together. George, you ready? Analia, you ready? Okay, and go.
On Saturday, Samantha practiced 5/18 of an hour less than she did on Monday. How long did she practice?
Okay, so what am I noticing?
You're gonna have to subtract.
Yes. So we're seeing, it says she practiced 5/18 less than she did on Monday. So how do I set up my problem?
You have to do
How much did she practice on Monday?
Monday.
1 and 2 nights.
1 and 2 nights. Yes.
Okay, so it says she practiced for 1 and 2 ninths of an hour on Monday. And then we know that she practiced less, so we're subtracting. How much less did she practice?
5/8.
5/8. Okay, how do I start this one?
Backwards C.
Backwards C, okay. 9 times 1?
9.
Plus 2?
11.
Okay, so now I have 11 ninths minus 5/8.
You still can't compare because they don't have the same denominator.
Yeah, they don't have the same denominator. Do you guys want to try and get the same denominator? Okay, so if I want to try and get the same denominator, what should I do? Least common multiple, okay? So if I do my multiples of 8, what are they?
8,
16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72.
Okay, I'm going to stop at 64. Let's do my multiples of 9.
9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63,
so I need to do one more on 8, right?
Is it not 72?
Huh?
Is it not 72?
Is there another one I can use, Ariana? Am I gonna have to use 72?
We could just multiply. Can you just multiply by 2 to get the same denominator?
It has to have a common denominator though. Because I can change it to any denominator, right? But it has to be a common denominator or else this fraction is going to be a different value. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it has to be a common denominator, okay? So I think I'm gonna have to use 72. Okay, so 8 times what gives me 72?
8 times 9.
So then I do 5 times 9 is?
45.
Okay. 9 times what gives me 72?
8.
And then 11 times 8 is?
88.
Okay. So now I have 88 over 72 minus 45 over 72. I have to do this on my side. 88 minus 45. Yep. So then I have 43 and my denominator stays the same. So 43 over 72.
That doesn't make any sense. I thought we were looking for how much he practiced on Saturday by subtracting the two numbers.
Yeah, but this is where it gets confusing because you guys haven't learned about changing denominators yet. So that's why it kind of throws it off a little bit. Yeah. So we're kind of jumping ahead a little bit. Okay. Okay, let's just move on to part D. Okay, on Saturday, Amy practiced the same time she did on Monday. Who practiced the longest on Saturday? So what do I need to look at? Who am I paying attention to? Amy. Okay. And I need to go look at how much she practiced on what day?
Saturday.
Monday.
Monday. Okay. So how much did Amy practice on Monday? I heard someone say it. 7/18. Okay, so I'm just gonna put A equals 7/18 on Monday. So it says that she practiced the same amount of time on Saturday, right? Okay, and then who practiced the longest on Saturday? Jose? You're equal? You're equal? This is where I'll have to ask Mr. H because it's. So we found out how much you practiced on Saturday, right? That was the 43/70 seconds. Okay, so then we would need to compare these two fractions, right? To see which one's bigger. Okay, so that's where it gets a little bit tricky. So I don't know if I want to teach you guys that just because we're already kind of jumping ahead with finding the common denominators. So let's just leave it right there, okay? Okay, I don't want to make you guys confused, okay? So let's see, do you guys want to try teaching set 11? Sure. Okay, let's see if we can do one of these. Okay, it says select all numbers that make this inequality true. Okay, so what am I looking at? What's my first fraction?
2 and 6.
Okay, and what is it? And then it's showing what? +1 + 1/6, right? So what's the first thing that I should do? I have 2 and 1/6 on this side.
Adding 1 4 and 1.
Do I need to add these two together to give me just one number to work with?
Yeah, that should be 1 and 1/6.
Okay, so that equals 1 and 1/6.
And it has to say, and it has to be smaller than 2 and 1/6.
Yeah. So I have to choose which one to make it a true.
We have to have anything under 1 whole.
So I'm looking at the sign, right? So which sign should it be? If it's saying 2 and 1/6, is it greater than or less than 1 and 1/6?
It is greater than 1.
Greater than, okay?
1 and 1/6.
Okay, so then I have to go through my choices, right, and see which one is true. Anna, are you watching? Okay, so what am I gonna do next if I have 4 answer choices? How do I know?
You have to add each one to the number to see if it makes it greater or less than.
Which number?
To 1 and 1/6.
Okay, 1 and 1/6. Okay, so if I do 1 and 1/6, and I'm gonna start with A, then I have to add 1/6. Okay. Do I need to do my backwards C? Or can I just add it?
You can just add.
Okay, so what's my answer?
It'd be 1 and 2/6.
1 and 2/6. So is that greater than or less than 2 and 1/6?
It's less than.
Less than. So is that true?
Yes.
Okay. Then I can circle A and I will just put true. Okay, and then I do the same thing for the next one, right? Okay, so I'm going to take 1 and 1/6 and add which one?
4, 6.
4, 6. Okay. And what does that equal?
1 and 5/6.
1 and 5/6. Is that greater than or less than 2 and 1/6?
Less than.
Less than. So is this true or false?
True.
True. Okay. And then same thing for C, right?
Oh, that's false.
That's false. Okay, I'll let you guys do C and D. I'll give you guys 2 minutes. C and D.